Hey, friends, welcome back to another Step It Up Stamping. My name is Barb Brimhall, and I'm known as the Busy Bee Stamper because I like to make quick, easy cards that anyone can make. And today's set of Step It Up Stamping cards really fits that bill. We're using the You Are Remarkable stamp set, which is an online exclusive stamp set. You can't find it in any of our catalogs, which is why I'm showing you a picture of the stamp set. And I have just fallen in love with this stamp set. It's got two things that I really like about Stampin' Up! Stamp sets. Number one, it's a two-step stamping, meaning that you can stamp an outline of an image in one color and then stamp the inside of the image in another color, which means it's quick and easy. You don't have to do a lot of coloring, which I personally love. Then the other thing about it that I really, really like is that, and I don't know if you can see it in this picture, but it is a distinctive stamp set, which means that like the bold flower and the bold leaves, they have variation built right into the stamp so that when you stamp it, you get a real variation of color and it looks very elegant, very classy, and you don't have to do anything other than ink up your stamp and stamp it. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute. So let's get started with our Busy Bee card. This is our very simple card when we want, when we want this is our really simple card when we just want to make something in a hurry. It's known as the Busy Bee card. These are my favorite because I can make them really quick and easy. And in this case, we're just using a basic white cardstock. And then we've got a crushed curry background just to kind of give it an offset look. I love these sentiments, how long they are. Of course, I had to throw a bee on there and we colored in the bee. You know, my color is going in and out on that. Let me see if I can make this a little bit less. I don't know if that helps or not, but I colored in the bee body with the crushed curry uh, blend. I don't know if you can see that. And then do you see I stamped this whole image in black, and then I stamped the leaves in lemon lime twist and the flower in crushed curry. And can you see how it has all that little kind of goes in and out? That is the distinctive stamp part of it. And I just think it adds so much to your design. I really, really love that. Okay, so that is our Busy Bee card. Now, let's bring in our Worker Bee card. It's pretty much the same, except I extended the Crush Curry cardstock mat, and I also stamped the little polka dots that come in that stamp set, which I love. I added these two blocks here. I just stamped this in Crush Curry and then stamped it again without re-inking. And I love it when a stamp set has little additional small elements with it that really just take it up a notch. And I pretty much stamped the flower the same way, except I stamped the inside with pecan pie. Now, those of you that are really observant will notice that I stamped this sentiment in black and I stamped this sentiment in crushed curry. Either works, it just depends on what you like, but I went with crushed curry here because I wanted to kind of coordinate with the dots and the little square. Let me bring that up so you can see that more. And this is a good view right here of a new embossing folder I used, which I love. It is the mini corrugated embossing folder. How fun is that? And then to finish it off, I just added 3 of the Starburst sequins in clear. They also have yellow, so you could do it on yellow if you want them to show up a little bit much, but I just went for a really subtle look because they kind of shine. Okay, so this is our Busy Bee, super simple. This is our Worker Bee. We just added a few touches. I think the corrugated embossing folder really brings this up a notch, though, I do have to say. And now, ready for the queen bee? Woo! This is the queen bee, and you know what, guys? It's not that much different. The major difference on this card are two things. Number one, I use the textured notes dies, which I love. Let me get you an up close look at that. Aren't those dies amazing? They just add a little bit more touch. I still use the pecan pie here. I did add pecan pie dots that go across. And then the mini corrugated folder's the same. The major difference, and you can see it if I turn it on the side, is I fussy cut out this flower. Yeah, that was a lot of work. It was a pain, if I'm really honest. But you can see the difference that it makes when you do the die cutting out. In person, it's got a lot more depth, but it also allows for these dots to show behind the flower. So it just depends on, what you think of that and if it's worth it. And then the one thing I did that I think really makes this a queen bee card is I stamped it on the cardstock in crushed curry, but then I stamped it again on a scratch piece of basic white cardstock in black. And then I just fussy cut out that remarkable with my scissors. And so you can see that it just adds that kind of, I don't know what the right word would be, just kind of finishes it off. It really makes that remarkable stand out. So let me put them all down for you. We've got the busy bee card, super simple. We've got the queen bee, worker bee card, stepped up a little bit. And then we have the queen bee card, and you can see just how the small differences on here really make a difference. Cutting out the entire flower and adding that black remarkable over the sentiment really just adds it up a notch, I think. And then instead of 3 of the clear or white sequins, I added 5. Still in a triangle pattern, but I added 5. So there you go, my friends. Let me bring this down just a little bit so you can see them. Busy bee, super simple. You can make a ton of these in a hurry. This is under a 5-minute card. This one is stepped up mainly because of the corrugated embossing folder, and then I added these little different elements on. Super fast and easy, just stamping. And then this is stepped up more mainly because we're cutting out with our scissors a couple of different pieces. No die cuts. This is just a stamp set. You could do this in any color and it would look beautiful. So if you're watching this live on our Facebook page or after, make sure you comment below which one is your favorite and which one you would be most likely to make, because on the Monday following the premiere of this video on my Facebook page, I do a drawing and somebody gets to win their favorite card. Okay? So I'll be back next week with another Step It Up stamping. Be sure to let me know what you think of this card below in the comments. Thank you, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye.